And now, the 2K Sports pregame show, brought to you by Sprite.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to 2K Sports. Along with Shaquille O'Neal, I'm Ernie Johnson. And on tap tonight, it's the Cleveland Cavaliers going up against the Celtics out in Boston. You take a look at the Celtics. They've stumbled a little bit early in the season here, but trying to get the right pieces in place. They're not the team they thought they'd be, at least not yet. Well, there was certainly a lot of speculation, Shaq, but finally, in July, it became reality. LeBron James leaving Miami, going home to Cleveland.
LeBron in Cleveland can finally bury the hatchet with his decision to leave. We always know what he did in 2010. But now LeBron has a chance to bring a title to a city with no title in 50 years. LeBron, I just have to say one thing. Welcome to Cleveland.
I think everyone in Cleveland is singing that song, as a matter of fact. Hey, what do you think, Shaq, when the owner had spoken to LeBron and they cleared everything up, all that stuff that had gone on in the past is history. What are the expectations now with LeBron there?
Expectations are still the same. He went to Miami 4 years in a row, making it to the finals. A lot of people are not talking about this yet, but LeBron James and Kyrie Irving in the backcourt, one or two words, woo-wee or woo-wee.
I'm with you on that. Time now for tip-off. We send it to Kevin Harlan with the call.
We are live from Boston for an Eastern Conference contest with the Celtics. And just a single game trip away from Cleveland for the Cavaliers. It's been a tremendous beginning to the new season. They are now 5-1.
I think for the Cavaliers, of all the surprises the NBA has provided us with this season, they may be the biggest of them all.
I agree, Clark. Coming out of the preseason, it would have been very difficult to make a case for them being one of the NBA's top teams, and yet here we are. And here they are.
A look at Cleveland's starting group. Irving and Waiters, the guards. The two stars, LeBron and Love, at the 3 and the 4. And it's Verjao in at the center position. No one near Turner as he lets it go. Tried to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark. Dion Waiters going into last season working on playing off the ball. Whether, catch and shoot, Steve, or coming off screens.
Yeah, he's most comfortable with the ball in his hands, but playing alongside Kyrie Irving, he's got to be more effective without the ball, working off those screens and learning to play with Irving.
Sullinger passes to Bradley. Shot clock at 6. And it's Turner off the drive. Sullinger. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
And Waiters really has tried to emphasize staying on balance with his shot. Taking better shots, better quality shots within the offense, and we saw the results. There was an uptick in his percentages from the field and from long range as well.
And Waiters still a volume scorer. To improve his efficiency, he's got to get that free throw percentage back up and become more consistent finishing inside. But he's a natural scorer. He certainly has the talent.
Well, Jared Sullinger slipped in the 2012 draft over concerns about his back. He ended up missing the latter half of that rookie season when he had to have back surgery. Despite his health issues, when he's been on the court, he's shown a lot of promise.
That one is no good. And Sullinger with a ground-bound game. Even before his back troubles, his game is based on strength and skill.
Yeah, no question. He's got that wide frame, able to carve out space inside. He's a good rebounder. He's got a soft touch. Boston really tried to help him become a three-point shooter as well last year. So he's slowly expanding his game.
And here's Boston. 4-point game. They come into this one following a loss to the Thunder.
In a loss like that, guys, you just got to flush it down the toilet and put it behind you.
Yeah, you do, Steve, but it's much easier said than done. It's hard not to dwell on the type of poor performance it was for them.
And here comes LeBron. He picked up 12 points in their last win against New Orleans.
And he did some nice work on the boards too, Kevin. That was definitely a factor in that game as well.
Quick shot there, and it's off target. Now for the Cleveland Cavaliers, they come in off a good outing against New Orleans.
Yeah, it didn't seem to be much of a challenge for them in that game. It seemed like they scored at will. Not much defense that they were facing.
Yep, they had the defense on its heels early the entire game, and actually nearly the entire game, and no matter what unit was out there, looked like a mismatch to me.
And that's out of bounds. Boston will retain possession.
Looking now at some numbers for Dion Waiters. Last season's stats for him. Last season put up about 16 points per game, 3 assists and 2 rebounds. And it's always nice to be able to bring a shooter like him off the bench.
Well, when things get bogged down or clogged up inside, he can step in and open things up with this shot.
A nice shot by Zeller.
Now they finally connect with their 4th shot of the game.
If you're just tuning in, we played about 2.5 minutes here in the first. James outside. The dish to Verajao. On the wing, Irving. A three-pointer off the mark. Boston trailing. Oh, and here comes Nelson. All alone. That ties it up. Nelson's got his first points of the night.
You know, regardless of who starts the break, it seems like he's usually the one to finish it.
And that's because of how well he attacks the rim on the dead run.
Now here's LeBron. James left side. Feeds to Waiters. Launches a 3. They get it back. And Verajao kicks to Waiters. Some nice passing by Cleveland here. Here's Irving. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. Well, Clark, a bit of a down year shooting-wise for Kyrie Irving last season.
Yeah, it sure was, and you heard some sources within the Cavs organization questioning his leadership, too. I mean, the chemistry in Cleveland, not really where it needed to be, kind of a mess all season, quite honestly. And Irving is still young and has a lot on his shoulders and maybe started to show some of the frustration with the expectations and demands that have been placed on him. But now, you know, as he continues to grow as a leader, having LeBron James there and some other veterans who've come in should really help smooth that out for the young standout.
Now, here is Nelson. He dishes it to Bradley. Sullinger with a screen for Bradley. Shot clock at 5. That one wide left.
Really good offensive execution. Nice pick, just couldn't get the shot to go.
Boy, you love to see that as a basketball purist. Guy setting a good screen and then getting the shot opportunity. And he gives that rim a good tug on the way down.
That's how you drive your point home.
Yeah, but he got a little lucky getting away with it. That could have very easily been called a technical foul.
Here's Nelson following the score by Cleveland. The pass to Bradley. He kicks it to Zeller. Waiters grabs the miss. The Cavaliers leading by 3. Irving drives in, and it's going to be out of bounds. The Cavaliers will retain possession. So timeout called here, the first for Cleveland. Jameer Nelson drafted 20th back in 2004. He's played all 10 of his NBA seasons with the Magic. But as they go young, he has moved on. All-Star back in 2009. Clark, just a solid veteran leader at the point guard position. And it's Verajao penetrating. Can't get it to go. And it's Boston the other way.
And you talk about that All-Star campaign for Nelson in 09. He almost had a 50-40-90 season. He missed it by a percentage point in free throw shooting. But it shows his shooting touch, especially in his younger days, was elite.
And that one's good. LeBron's got 5 points so far.
He's hit the ground running here in the first, putting together a nice quarter offensively.
Let's send it out to DB, who caught up with head coach Brad Stevens. Doris?
There haven't been many players that have the physical prowess of LeBron James, and he knows that this is going to pose a lot of problems for his team. He told me the most amazing thing to him about LeBron was that he has the ability to be a force at virtually any position on the floor, from point guard to center. He can and does do it all, guys.
Thanks again, Doris. That's good. And Nelson's shooting has waned as he's entered his 30s. Leg injuries, Steve, have hampered his play.
Yeah, the full-time starter since his 3rd season, probably transitioning to a reserve role as he gets older, but he remains a great locker room guy, a true professional. It wouldn't surprise me to see him coaching, in fact, once he's done as a player.
Now, here is Nelson after LeBron James's miss. Bradley kicks to Nelson. And stolen by Love. Waiters dishes to LeBron. Beautiful dish, and the layup goes down. James has got 7 points.
That was the 3rd straight high percentage look this defense has allowed. I mean, these defenders have got to start bumping bodies in the paint. Be more physical, be more aggressive.
I agree, Clark, but it doesn't look like they have the will to do that at this moment.
Here's what Boston's going with right now. Kelly Olynyk's checked in for Zeller. Bass comes in for Sullinger. Jeff Green is checked in for Turner. And it's Thornton in for Avery Bradley. Now, here is Nelson. Kicks it to Bass. Outside, Green. He feeds it to Nelson. Pass to Thornton. 6 on the shot clock. The floater. Good. Thornton's got his first points of the game. Here's Dellavedova. 1:53 left in the first. And the call will be against Jameer Nelson. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game.
I like the call. I thought the defense was moving there.
Yeah, I think he slid underneath. Good blocking call that trip.
Bradley's checked in for Nelson. On defense, Boston trailing by 5. And the basket by Jones.
These defenders are not putting up much of a fight on the interior. It's been embarrassing. That's 10 consecutive points allowed in the lane.
And that's not the kind of streak you want to have if you're playing defense.
Green. And he drops in the layup off the glass. We've got 1:23 left in the first quarter. Dellavedova kicks to Harris. Here's Dellavedova. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. It's stolen by Bass. And Matthew Dellavedova is going to pick up the foul. That's his first foul.
That's his first personal foul. 2nd team foul.
Bass with a screen for Bradley. It's hauled in by Harris.
They've done a terrific job rebounding here so far, allowing no second chance points.
To the wing right side. Here's Dellavedova. From outside, off the mark.
Rebounding is going to be the focal point for them in this one, fellas. I can feel it.
Yeah, it's a physical game, and so far the numbers show that they've got the edge on the glass.
From deep, Green. Again, the miss by Green. The Cavaliers leading by 5. Jones drives in. And you can count it. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it 3.
Nicely done. They just continue to dominate inside. That's 10 points in a row in the lane.
It's now purely here it comes. See if you can stop it.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight. 30 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Into Green. Well-timed pass, and he goes straight to the bucket for the layup. Green's got his 2nd basket of the game.
Those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten in the first half here.
And I think they should really continue to work it down low, Clark. That's really going to free up the rest of their offense.
And that one's good. 12 seconds left here in the opening quarter. Bradley kicks to Green. Corner shot. Green missing again.
That's a shot he's got to hit. You don't get too many better looks from that range.
And that concludes the first quarter of play. Cavaliers lead by 8. After this break, we'll be back with the start of the second quarter on 2K Sports.
The NBA season pushes on. James Harden and the Houston Rockets take on Marc Gasol and the Memphis Grizzlies next Monday, 10 Eastern, 7 o'clock Pacific.
And the first quarter is in the books. Second about ready to get underway. And taking a look at the Cavaliers' performance here. Clark, Steve, what have they been doing or not doing?
And this team has done a nice job on the glass. I think that's how they've built this lead. They've been very physical, really established a presence in the paint.
Well, they've chased down those balls. As soon as they've hit the iron, they've been chasing them down. That's been a solid effort by them.
Celtics trail by 8. Avery Bradley is out there with Thornton. Then there's Green. Then it's Brandon Bass. And it's Wright in at the 4-man position. That's the Boston 5. Tipped away. Stolen by Thompson. Now Cleveland moving it up. Irving.
Oh, are you kidding me? That was a power punch right there.
Great. Wow, and that sort of showmanship is just deflating right now to a team trying Clark to get back into this game like this.
Yeah, definitely a jam with emphasis. A big apostrophe or exclamation point. How about maybe even a question mark, partner?
Well, you know what the questions are about now. It's their defense, that's for sure. Avery Bradley out of Texas, one of the elite perimeter defenders in the NBA. A guy who can really give you nightmares bringing the ball up the floor. 6'2", but with long arms, and he can defend both guard positions. Really pressures the ball well.
And despite his 6'2" size, it's pretty clear that offensively, Avery Bradley is not a point guard. He's worked hard on developing his ball handling, especially his left hand, but he's certainly at his best when he's playing off the ball.
Some changes for Boston. Sellinger's checked in for Bass. Turner comes in for Jeff Green. And Jameer Nelson is subbed in for Marcus Thornton. And Cleveland with a change here, too. Waiters, he's checked in for Matthew Dellavedova. Now here's LeBron. 9 points in the game so far. That is good. That's 7 points for Dion Waiters. And you talk about Bradley playing the 2. He's worked to put weight on, up over, what, I think, Steve, 210 pounds, you were saying.
Yeah, looks like it. He looks stronger. He's added some weight. Remember, he underwent surgery on both shoulders a couple of seasons ago, but now he's healthy. And with that strength, with that defensive awareness, with the quickness, he's got the ability to be a really good player.
We're about a minute and a half into the second quarter now. Cleveland leading by 10. Irving drives in, shot from the low block, and there's another one for the Cavaliers.
They've had the hotter hand in the first half so far, no question.
Yeah, it's because of all the high percentage shots they've been working for and getting.
Anderson Varejau's checked in for Tristan Thompson.
A moment here to see the numbers Kyrie Irving put up last year. 13th in free throw percentage, 14th in scoring. And he also finished in the top 20 in assists. So this is a guy who really did a nice job of sharing the ball with his teammates.
You know, I think we should show him a little more love for finishing among the top 15 free throw shooters. I mean, I know it's not top 5, but top 15's nothing to sneeze at. I mean, he was in a groove at the line, and it lasted all season. Oh, get it! Uh-oh, watch out now.
Wow, and that sort of showmanship is just deflating right now to a team trying Clark to get back into this game like this.
Yeah, definitely a jam with emphasis. A big apostrophe or exclamation point. How about maybe even a question mark, partner?
Well, you know what the questions are about now. It's their defense, that's for sure.
Bradley passes to Sellinger. Nelson outside. 5 on the clock.
Jameer Nelson, a stocky 6-foot guard, now in his 11th season out of St. Joe's. College Player of the Year his senior season.
And Clark Nelson on the shorter side for a point guard, but very solidly built.
Compactness, so really good competitor, smart, tough point guard. His size is a disadvantage defensively, but has been a good jump shooter and floor general throughout his career.
Both free throws good for Nelson.
In the second quarter, they've had the right approach. Very aggressive, driving, drawing contact, and creating opportunities at the free throw line.
Well, you know, if other things aren't working for you, Steve, getting to the foul line can be a good place to start to turn it around.
And Waiters kicks to Varejao. Rebound by the Celtics. This game against Cleveland is the first time they've met this season.
Well, they capitalized on a weak opponent when they took on this team last year, sweeping the season series.
The Cavaliers leading by 12. It's LeBron with the drive. Good on the shot. LeBron's got 6 in the quarter.
You know, he started out hot, and he's only gotten hotter. He could be in for one of those games.
And here's Nelson. Even the teams at the bottom match up well against someone. That was the case here, too.
Well, Kevin, maybe your relative strengths don't show up against a top-tier team, but lower the bar of competition a little bit, and in your own way, you can shine.
That's a good point. Celtics passing it around. Irving attacking, and the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
Boy, extremely opportunistic defense leading to those points there.
That dunk, Clark, coming within seconds of the steal.
Love the way they convert from defense to offense.
But that's what happens when you get all 5 guys on a string defensively, ready to react and make a play.
And stolen by Irving. Here's Love, and he makes it look easy, dunking it hard with one hand. Absolutely, Clark. No one in his airspace on that dunk.
Yeah, but come on, Kevin. The defense can't let that happen.
I hope they let it happen more. It's fun to watch that guy fly.
Just a gift, 2 points they gave up. That's awful.
Nelson against Irving. Nelson kicks to Bradley. Fires from deep. The basket good off the assist from Nelson.
That's like a layup for him. He's just wide open out there.
The Cavaliers leading by 15. Waiters with the ball. He has 7. It's tipped and stolen by Wright. Waiters against Bradley. Stolen by Waiters. And now it's Waiters running. He can go all the way. The big dunk at the end of the break.
And the defense just lets him go there.
And once he hit the open floor, there was no looking back. Straight to the rack.
Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over. Well, Dion Waiters, a Philly kid, plays with a chip on his shoulder. Clark, always a ton of confidence.
Yeah, you know, but I like his edge and his chip, but I think sometimes his emotions get the best of him. When he gets frustrated, we've seen it affect his play and his demeanor on the court. Hopefully that's just a maturation thing with him, because it could derail his potential if he doesn't get it under wraps.
And he gets the bucket.
The number of points they've scored in the paint already today is pretty eye-opening, Steve.
No, it's off the charts. It really is. And defensively, I mean, they have to start shutting down some of those lanes to the hoop.
Love with the screen on Nelson. Irving attacking. Here's Love. Dishes to Waiters. LeBron passes to Irving. Over Sullinger. And it hung on the rim, but wouldn't fall for him.
And for Waiters, we've heard the rumblings. He's butted heads with coaches and teammates. He was dismissed from the practice. His name has been all over trade talks since he's been with Cleveland. But on the plus side, he's working hard to improve as a player. He's very gifted.
Celtics trail by 17. Here's Nelson. Great D that time from Love.
Physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. That +10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
Yeah, not to mention what it says on the scoreboard. I mean, they're really pushing them around physically at this point.
And you can count it. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it 3.
You know, you hear the question marks for Waiters, but still an awful lot of upside for this guy, in my opinion. He's got a great foundation offensively. He can make plays for himself and for others. I think his ceiling is really high as long as he stays hard-working and hungry.
Brandon Bass is checked in for Boston. Thornton comes in for Turner. And the Cavaliers will go with a different look here. Sean Marion, he's checked in for Verjao. James Jones comes in for James. Harris is checked in for Dion Waiters. And it's Matthew Dellavedova in for Irving. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
We talk so much about how valuable expiring contracts and draft picks are in terms of building a team, but one thing that gets overlooked is just how important having a player on a good contract can be. It opens up so many possibilities for a team.
With the talk of value contracts, if you get a franchise player and only paying him half of what is expected, Clark, that's an extra all-star player you can afford on your roster.
And I think that's the big payoff with it. So much of how a team is constructed in the NBA involves how close they are to the salary cap. And so you'd like to try to get as many really good players as you can at market value, or in some cases maybe below market value.
And it's Dellavedova missing.
Well, the effort was there, but he just couldn't quite fight his way through traffic.
And another miss by Cleveland. Celtics trail by 18. Green left side. Solid shot from the distance of about 14 feet. Green's got 8 points.
Now he's gotten his legs underneath him because he's having a heck of a quarter.
Cleveland's gone 1 of 2 on 3-pointers here in the second quarter so far. Here's Dellavedova, guarded by Nelson. Dellavedova, that's good. And the Cavaliers lead by 18.
They're working in closer to the bucket here in the second.
Yeah, Clark, the threes really weren't falling early, and sometimes seeing a few easy ones go down can get your offense back into a groove.
Green, and the layup's good off the glass. Green's got 6 points in the quarter.
I'll tell you what, he's enjoyed a very good day shooting the ball so far. He can bring them right back into this.
59 seconds left in the first half of basketball. It's blocked, and he's able to get it back. Jones for 3, and he gets the bucket. Jones has got his 3rd basket of the night.
A wide open 3. They need much better communication defensively.
Stolen. And now the Cavaliers. Fast break, and he's going up for the alley-oop, and stolen by Zeller. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. 30 seconds left now here in the second. Nice ball movement by Boston. Zeller setting the pick for Green. Fade away. Pass to Thornton. The feed to Nelson. Looking for Bass. He gets it there. Fade away. Rebounded by Marion. Marion's got 3 rebounds now in this one. Here's Jones. And it's, yeah, wow, he nails the buzzer beater.
Boy, a big bonus for them to end the quarter as he beats the buzzer.
Talk about maximizing every last possession you've got. Right there, it was done.
And so a pretty lopsided game through the first half. Cavaliers ahead, delivering the blowout. And time now to go courtside as we send you over to Doris Burke from the sideline. Doris?
Well, Jameer, what disappointed you about the way this team played in the first half, and what needs to change after the halftime?
I mean, we got to obviously keep them off the offensive boards. We're making a lot of mistakes, a lot of careless mistakes, things that we could change. But it's up to us to change them. Coach can't draw up something on that board that's going to change that. We have to come with effort, but we have to play smart. We can't go out there and lose our mind when we're trying to play hard.
Jameer, thank you, guys. He's visibly frustrated.
All right, Doris, thank you. And we'll be back after halftime for the start of the third quarter. And as we begin the second half, first half wasn't even close, guys, and we'll see if there is a comeback on our hands or more of the same as we get the third quarter started.
An excellent game we've seen from LeBron. He's got 13 points, and from long range, he's hit 1 3-pointer.
Yeah, and you'd expect by the end of this game, I'm sure the numbers are going to look even better.
Celtics trail by 21, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the second half of basketball. So on the floor for Cleveland, Irving and Waiters, the guards. The 2 stars, LeBron and Love, at the 3 and the 4. And it's Verjao in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Well, Tyler Zeller's role may have shrunk, guys, in year 2, but Steve, his production per minute went way up.
Well, much improved on the boards. You know, he's got that mid-range jump shot, which had fallen short of expectations in year 1, but that resurfaced. So I think we started to see Zeller's effectiveness and potential last year for a long and really efficient career.
Now, here is Nelson. Outside Bradley. Back to Nelson. 6 to shoot. Here's Sullinger. And a good offensive board. And he gets the bucket. Sullinger's got 5 now.
Very nice pickup of the offensive rebound. And once he gets his hands on it, you know it's going back up and back in.
James outside. LeBron left side. And Boston with the rebound. Sullinger's got his 3rd rebound on the night. And a chance here to catch up with the 4th member of our crew, Doris Burke. Hi, Doris.
Well, Kevin, Jared Sullinger has developed some very thick skin during his time in the league. Sullinger said, because I had Satch Sullinger as a coach. So I learned early that it's not how loud he's saying it, it's what he's saying. I was blessed to have an angry coach. It's very hard to get into Jared's head, guys.
It is indeed. Thank you, Doris.
Guys, they've had a solid start to the second half offensively. Gotten good looks, and they've made 3 out of 4 of them.
And in front of you now is a list of the players with the highest shooting percentage last season. 4th, LeBron James.
You know, nobody said this guy couldn't miss last season. And because he was such a good percentage shooter, one of the best in the league, his teammates always were looking for him.
The Cavaliers leading by 15. From the line, buries the jump shot. James has got 15.
A large part of what they've been able to do here is centered around his offense.
Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over. Look at LeBron James. He's really been playing well.
He's really taking it to him inside. They got to find a way to slow him down.
Two minutes into the second half of play now. And Turner kicks to Sullinger. Back to Turner. And another basket for Boston.
Everything's going right now. 4 for 5 shooting, 80%. They got their offense clicking.
The Cavaliers have gone 1 of 3 since starting the second half.
The Cavs tried to make a push for the playoffs last season, in a way going against the grain, but instead a disappointing season when it was all over. The coach and front office questioning the team's effort level.
Shots good by Waiters.
For 3.
Just over 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second half. Nelson outside. Passes it to Bradley. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. Well, the Cavs did make some big changes from last season, and they shouldn't have a problem staying motivated or putting in the effort this year.
Well, you know, Kevin, last year they were a very young group and didn't have the vet presence they might have needed. With LeBron coming in, they've got brilliance in every category, leadership and play. He's got the clout of his championship rings. The whole mindset of the team is about to go to a very different and high level.
Thompson, he's checked in for Kevin Love. LeBron against Turner. Thompson, a screen on Turner. The drive by James.
Well, Kevin Durant last season's MVP, but LeBron James has won 4 in the last 6 seasons. He's one of only 5 players to ever win that many, and you can bet he'd love to win a few more.
And he's got his first free throw of the game.
Now, last season he made good on about 3 of every 4 free throws, 75%.
Olynyk, he's checked in for the Celtics. And so he's able to get 1 of 2. Celtics trail by 18. Outside Bradley. Turner against Verjao. Shots good by Turner. Turner's got 4 this quarter. And you remember LeBron James came within 1 vote, Clark, 1 vote of being the league's first ever unanimous MVP back in 2013.
Yeah, he got 120 out of 121 votes. And you know the question was, who did not vote for him? That's a conversation for another time. One sports writer did choose Carmelo Anthony. He said he didn't expect to be the only one. Now he lives in infamy.
The writer does.
That's exactly right.
Good. There's the dish to Sullinger. Shoots from 12. It's rebounded by Cleveland. Thompson's got 3 rebounds now in this one. And then Waiters with the jam.
Boy, the floor really opened up for him there.
It sure did. A good job getting it started before the defense can get itself set.
Here's Nelson. 6 points for him. Olynyk sets a screen for Nelson. And Olynyk kicks to Bradley. Gets to the rim for 2 with the D all over him. Bradley's got 7. The drive by James. Waiters on the wing. Guarded by Nelson. The shot will not go. And it's Boston the other way. Next matchup, they'll be home against the Suns. That'll be the last of 3 straight at home for the team. Sullinger, a screen on Irving. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
Well, the Celtics moved up 3 spots in last year's draft to select Kelly Olynyk at 13. He had a terrific summer league, only to be slowed down by a high ankle sprain and other injuries early in the season. But after the All-Star break, he really came on.
Some changes for Boston. Brandon Wright's checked in for Jared Sullinger. Green comes in for Evan Turner. And it's Thornton in for Avery Bradley. Sean Marion is checked in for Cleveland. James dishes to Irving. Marion left side. Waiters on the wing. Soft touch off the glass. Waiters got 7 points for the quarter. And Coach Stevens pushing Olynyk to be aggressive offensively.
Well, that's his strength, scoring the basketball. You know, he was a point guard until he had a big-time growth spurt in high school, so he's highly skilled. And I think he and Jared Sullinger combined as a duo, the skill level they have and IQ, those 2 young big guys could be a problem for the rest of the league going forward.
Nice shot by James.
And that bucket adds to what's been a big differential in points in the paint between these 2 teams.
Defensively, the intensity just hasn't been there. They've got to pick up the pace.
Nelson, the pass to Thornton. Feeds to Olynyk, stolen by Thompson. .153 left in the third quarter. Irving for 3. The kick out to LeBron. Again, the Cavaliers score. And taking a quick look here at the hustle stats for the Cavaliers.
Their high-energy defensive effort has paid off for them, guys, with more than a few steals over the course of the ballgame.
And the other thing they're doing is they're forcing turnovers and then converting those miscues into points at the other end.
Inside, here's Thompson. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
Tristan Thompson, a really nice hustle player and defender. Chance to be a double-double guy. But, you know, as a former number 4 pick overall, I think expectations were probably a little too high for him. But he's turned into a very solid NBA player.
And Thompson, with really good length and athleticism, I still think he's developing his footwork and craftiness inside as far as understanding how to create angles to get his shot off. But he's young, and there's plenty of time, and he's shown plenty of promise.
Brandon Bass is checked in for Boston. And Cleveland with a change here, too. Dellavedova's checked in. Wright sets a screen for Nelson. An easy layup after coming off the pick. Nelson's got 6 points in the quarter. And Thompson made progress on his mid-range jump shot in year 2. Then last season, Steve, he switched his shooting hand entirely.
And, you know, pretty impressive results for year 1 of the experiment. I mean, that's where you never know. He could become a much better shooter over time with that right hand. We'll see.
And this is his 2nd trip to the line in the game. The first free throw is good. Well, the Celtics had a lot of problems, Clark, in a number of places last year, but at home they just struggled to put up points.
And, you know, they hadn't been known for being a high-scoring team in recent years, but no amount of defense could have made up for their woeful offense.
James Jones, he's checked in for the Cavaliers. And a wide-open look for Thornton. And a miss there on the triple.
Boy, just by his body language, Kevin, you can tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Yeah, a little frustrated now, shaking his head after that miss.
And stolen by Wright. It's Nelson up top. He's covered by Thompson. In the corner, Thornton with it. And it's Thornton again missing. The Cavaliers leading by 21. Here's Dellavedova. Back to Jones from the arc. Green with the rebound. Marcus Thornton on the wing. And Bass kicks to Thornton. And it comes off the front of the rim. The 3 quarters of play all in the books, and this one all but over already. Cavaliers on top, running away with this one. And we're coming right back after this break to get the 4th quarter underway.
On tap next Monday, November 17th. Anthony Davis and the New Orleans Pelicans take on LaMarcus Aldridge and the Portland Trail Blazers. Don't miss it.
And let's take this opportunity now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
Well, we might as well call it the State Farm play of the game. This was just a marvelous piece of coordination between 2 teammates, completely in sync on the alley-oop.
Here's Irving. Forwards, Jeff Green and Jared Sullinger. Avery Bradley is out there with Evan Turner, and it's Zeller in at the 5. That's the Boston 5.
You know, the height difference there is huge, but he canceled it out with great body control in the air.
Exactly, Steve. He got to the hoop and wouldn't allow himself to be manhandled by the big boy.
Green dishes to Zeller. And it's Turner off the drive. Sullinger, no good.
Not too much congestion in the lane. I think he could have gotten a better shot that time, no question.
Dellavedova, and he finishes nicely on the layup.
You know, there's no better sign of how efficiently a team is operating than their assist numbers. And theirs are fantastic.
It's just beautiful basketball to watch, Clark.
Bradley passes to Green. Here's Zeller. No luck. Good D from Love. The Cavaliers shooting is beautiful right now. 60% for the game. Pretty much everyone out there has been stroking it. Irving attacking. 3-on-3. Here's Turner, and he jams it after taking the nice feed on the run.
That's a terrific sequence at both ends of the floor. They block the shot and recover it for the fast break finish.
A little over a minute and a half of the 4th quarter gone now. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
That's his 2nd personal foul.
Well, Kevin Love is really a player who I think befuddles pundits because the numbers say he's a superstar, probably a top 5 player, but then he's never been to the playoffs. To that, I would simply say basketball is a team game. Individuals don't take teams to the playoffs. So despite that, there are some left wondering if his numbers are greater than his actual impact on the team. I'm not one of them.
The Cavaliers have gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the 4th quarter started. James kicks to Waiters. Yes, it's James picking up the assist. James has got his 4th assist in this one. The Celtics have gone 1 of 5 from the field here in the 4th. A lot of misses, just the 1 make.
And for Love, the other reason for the skepticism, you know, he's not a chiseled, overpowering athlete. He's not flashy. You know, maybe he doesn't look like a superstar, but his game speaks for itself, just the strength and the skill.
And that's out of bounds. Cleveland will retain possession.
Well, that pass had just a little bit too much heat on it for him to make a clean steal.
Yeah, I think it would have been a tough catch for either of them.
And a new group in for the Celtics. Kelly Olynyk's checked in for Zeller. Crowder comes in for Jeff Green. Smart's checked in for Avery Bradley. And Presley subbed in for Turner. And then for Cleveland, Brendan Haywood, he's checked in for Verejao. Harris comes in for Dion Waiters, and it's Price in for Irving. And one thing for sure, last season the Timberwolves were a disaster when Kevin Love went to the bench.
That's for sure, Kevin. I mean, when he was on the floor, they outscored opponents significantly. When he sat, their offense basically imploded.
Jared Sullinger last season unleashed as a scorer with Boston embarking on their rebuilding project. He got more opportunities in the paint. He started to fire away from deep. His shooting percentages weren't great, but I thought it was an excellent season for Sullinger, exploring his game and trying to expand it.
LeBron with it. Sullinger picks him up. The timely screen gave him a step, and he took it all the way. And that's now 25 points for LeBron. The Celtics shooting 43% from the floor. Clark, they've been looking out of sync offensively.
You know what? A basket here would do a lot for their confidence. And Sullinger was given the green light from long range. He's got a nice shooting stroke for a big guy, and the Celtics are hoping he can become a bit like Kevin Love. But he managed only mid-20s from behind the arc. So the experiment called into question by some.
And it's good.
Well, the lead isn't getting any smaller. I mean, this is an incredibly well-rounded performance for this club on the road.
You know, that's the thing, Steve. To dominate as they have in front of a hostile crowd, really impressive.
Yeah, that's the kind of lead pass we've seen him make over and over again.
We've played just over 3.5 minutes now in the fourth quarter. James dishes to Price. LeBron outside. LeBron is doubled. Here's Haywood. The rebound by the Celtics. And Sullinger got off to a hot start, but Steve hand and wrist injuries may have hampered his shooting just a bit.
Yeah, with his high skill level, I would expect him to improve his shooting with time, you know, even if he's less of a focal point for their offense.
Price kicks to James. And they double up James. Back to Price. Off with the layup.
Yeah, he's surprised he didn't make that one because he had a pretty clean look at the hoop.
Sullinger a screen on Harris. Terrific design on the pick play, and he lays it in.
You know, the defense didn't exactly try to fight around that screen, and that's why it turned into the easy basket.
James kicks to Price. Haywood in the post. He's against Olynyk, and Kelly Olynyk is going to pick up the foul. That's his first foul.
You know, there are around 150 current NBA players with D-League experience. The developmental league, which started back in 2001 with 8 teams, now has 18. The structure has changed a little bit over the years, but I think you have to say that the D-League has become a big success for the NBA.
The Celtics making a switch here. Passes checked in. Jones has gotten 5 of his 7 shots to fall. Pressey kicks to Crowder. Price against Pressey. He dishes it to Crowder. There's the pass to Pressey. Here's Olynyk. Drills the three-pointer.
And, you know, this season the Knicks, the Pistons, and the Magic acquiring single affiliation with D-League teams, and that seems to be a trend. The Knicks and Pistons moving them close to White Plains, New York, and Grand Rapids, Michigan, respectively. Looking to develop players within their system and get them back and forth quickly from their D-League assignments. Makes sense and looks to be moving towards more of the Major League Baseball model.
Shot clock at 2, and there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. Celtics making a switch here. Thornton's checked in. And then for Cleveland, Marion comes in for LeBron. And it's Matthew Dellavedova in for Price. Crowder kicks to Olynyk. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good. And of the 18 D-League teams, 15 are in single affiliation, Steve, with one NBA team. About half of those owned outright by their parent ball club.
Well, it's moving in that direction, Kevin, a place to develop talent and test out new methods. Wouldn't surprise me at all to see every NBA team with their own D-League affiliate before long.
There's 1:54 left in the fourth quarter of this one. Here's Pressey. He kicks it to Crowder. And again, Boston with the triple.
Boy, they've gone on this run, and ball movement has been a big key.
Yeah, they have the defense on the run right now because every pass seems to have a purpose. They're getting great movement, great spacing, and they're really lining them up defensively.
Anderson Varejão's checked in for the Cavaliers. Kicks to Bass. Boom, he jams it straight down.
He really is a high flyer, guys. Kind of rare for a power forward, but he needs it because he is undersized. And guys, with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who's watched it. I mean, just a total mismatch in a true show of strength for the Cavaliers.
You're right, Steve. It was a standout performance across the board. They were just, at times, Clark seemed toying with it.
Yeah, like watching a cat play with a mouse, Kevin, quite honestly. They were able to do more or less, whatever they wanted to do.
And so with this win, they'll move to 6 victories on the season.
This is really going to be a good win. They've proven they know how to attack this team, and I think it's important to establish that against a conference opponent.
I agree, because they're going to get together 3 more times this season. You love to get an opponent figured out early when you're going to see them that often.
Well, you look back at this one, and what an amazing performance this has been for James. He was extremely efficient offensively, getting looks, knocking down big shots all game long.
Jones drives in, just 5 on the clock. Rebound, Boston.
That's a shot that he sometimes struggles with, but you can't fault him for taking it when the defense backs off like that.
Here's Pressey. Oh, he got hacked on the three-pointer. He'll head to the line. They get Sean Mary. Everything appeared to be lined up for Cleveland to get back in the playoffs last year, but that just wasn't the case. A lot of what-ifs for them last season.
And with another top pick on the roster, Kevin, and a youthful team, they were a popular pick before the season to play postseason games, but they still needed some seasoning.
White is checked in for Kelly Olynyk. 6-second difference between the shot and game clock. Here's Pressey. Bass passes to Pressey. He feeds it to Thornton. Here's the 3, and he gets it to go.
You gotta be kidding me. What a play. He's got the D in fit.
Free throw drops for Thornton. Here's Harris. Here's Dellavedova. And he gets it to go.
Boy, you relish these sorts of road games where you come in and you get the job done.
In a long schedule with the kinds of pressure of travel and tough opponents throughout the season, it's always good when you play a game like they have here.
So we see the Cavaliers taking the win here. And this one was such a lopsided victory.
They never let up. They were full throttle from the start.
And so now we'll go down to Doris Burke, who's standing by live with our Jordan Player of the Game. Doris?
Thank you, Kevin. LeBron, congratulations on a wonderful performance. Can you tell us what goes on in your mind when you get in this kind of a rhythm like we saw in this basketball game?
It's a zone you get into, and it's kind of unexplainable, and you try to go out there and you feel like there's nothing that you can't do. And hopefully the momentum just continue to go throughout the whole quarter, and it did. And not only did it open up for me, open up for the rest of us too.
Thank you so much. Back to you guys at the table.
All right, Doris, thank you. And for Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for tuning in to the NBA on 2K Sports. Now, our Jordan Player of the Game, LeBron James.